Yes guys, how's it going? Kenny Finds and Flips here again today. I hope you're all keeping well. So, the weather's definitely changing. It's getting a lot colder. Over the past couple of weeks I've exclusively been selling jackets. Like literally every sale, almost, maybe 80% of sales have been jackets. So, I'll order some more jackets. Makes sense. Off Vintage Wholesale Supply again. Obviously the last video was the wax jackets and they were actually quite good for the money I spent. They were decent, so I ordered another bale of them, well 2 boxes in, which are behind the camera. I'm not going to unbox them. I had a quick look through, the look is pretty much the same as what I got before, but they've been selling quite nicely on Vinted and eBay. However, I bought 50, they call it nylon parkers / windbreakers, but it was £67 or something like that. So that's just over £1 a piece, which is really good value for money. So, because it's so cheap, I'm not expecting anything crazy, okay? My kind of thought process here, if I can get a few that go for 20, 25, there's 50, if I can pull out 20 or so to sell, and then 30 either sell as a job lot, or even just donate cash or clothes or something like that, it might be alright. Hoping it's not all garbage. I'm hoping there's some decent bits in there that'll make my money will come back to me. £67. It was a safe gamble, but whether it's any good or not, I don't know. So this bottom one I've opened. I haven't looked it in just because I don't want to mess around. This one I haven't even opened. 2 boxes. So we'll see what we can get, and we'll see what £67 gets you in terms of 50 jackets. Right, it doesn't say any specific brands. I'm genuinely not expecting anything wild here, but might be a nice surprise if it is good. Because what I've noticed with Vintage Wholesale Supply, and I see mixed reviews, I keep seeing mixed reviews on it, but every experience I've had with them has been genuinely quite positive. I've never had any rips. Well, you know, you expect a couple in a big bundle, but I've never really had anything that I would be like, I'm going to send this back. It's been decent. So first off, I might make 2 separate piles, one to sell, one to donate. So as I say, we're not expecting anything wild. On the Peak jacket. Never heard of On the Peak, okay? But it's got a mark here which isn't great. It's got a Sweden flag, which might make it something. I'd have to do my research and all this, to be fair. But yeah, it doesn't look like it would be expensive, but you never know. This Charles River apparel, again, never heard of it. Okay, this generally might be more junk than I expected. This is junk. But for £67.50, that's exactly what I was expecting. Someone will buy that on Vinted. These are what are they? Norwegian smocks or something like that. They're called. So Norway. Fell Anorekken. So these actually do all right, even unbranded. It's the style that people go for. However, this one's severely, severely marked. And I don't know if that will come out. Okay, that's not great. But, oh, it's all down the back as well, which isn't great. But in good condition, they do all right. Land's End nylon jacket. That would do all right. That's worth £1.25 or whatever it is. That'll maybe be £10 to £15. This feels like a bin bag. Aerodynamics, sort of smock thing again. Yeah, that'll probably just get donated. I'm hoping for it's a gamble, these sort of things. When you're paying this cheap, you know you're probably not going to get anything. This is unbranded. Yeah, this is just like an unbranded parka jacket. This is another one of these Norwegian smokes. This one's in much better condition. Pretty much perfect, to be fair. So that's good. This is another smoke thing. Mazine. Never heard of Mazine. Just smacked myself in the face with a hood there. Yeah, Mazine. Gear for sports. Smoke thing again, needs a wash. Oh, maybe my gamble isn't going to pay off. I was hoping for a couple alright bangers. Well, not bangers, you know what I mean, but another Norwegian smoke. You'll be surprised, they actually do alright. This is another bin bag. It's got a bird on it. Unbranded. Will get donated. Yeah, another Norwegian smoke. Bigger size, this one. In good condition, this one as well, to be fair. CB smoke. Was hoping for something. FB Sister smoke jacket thing again. Never heard of that. Unbranded. Made in Hong Kong. It's not a bad quality jacket, to be fair. It's not like excellent, but it's like, these sort of things are harder to sell online because you can't actually feel the quality and stuff like that. What does this say? Lee. Does anyone know what that says? Because I have no idea. So yeah, I think I'm getting what I pay for with this one. Paradise Point activewear. Snail Racing Windstopper. So this has the Windstopper, so that's Gore-Tex, I'm pretty sure. Sail Racing. It's like Windstopper by Gore-Tex, I'm pretty sure. I could be talking on my ass. I'm almost certain it is. Windstopper membrane, made in Estonia. So that could be something, Sail Racing Windstopper. Northern Kentucky University. Charles River clothing again. Is the American college sort of trend, is that dead now? Do people still go after that? I was never really selling the American college stuff. This is a PlayStation jacket, so that might be worth something. When I say something, I mean like £10. But yeah, that might be alright. Swan Boat Club. This is by a brand, the Race Collection. It's another smoke thing that just says the Race on it. I I'm not going to put solds for absolutely everything. I'm going to put solds for things that are worth value. But don't put solds up just as soon. It ain't worth. Gap. That might be something, a Gap. Tenner or something, as I say. I was really hoping, because I saw a Superdry one in the photo and I was like, if we get a couple Superdries it might be alright. And it said windbreaker / parkas, so I was also hoping for a couple parkas, but no parkas. Body glove, made in Cambodia. Never heard of body glove. It's quite disappointing actually that there's no parkas. Yeah, I don't know if they would count the Norwegian Swaks as a parka. I don't know. We WearGuard, closed at work over time. And a cutie. Never heard of a cutie. Goodwill had this priced at $16.95. So this might be something. Equity. So that's one box down. CH Sports, Charles River. Another Norwegian smock. Another Norwegian smoke. So yeah, to be fair, they're alright. As I say, not massive money, but they do sell. This doesn't have a brand, but it's got a paper tag. So it might be some vintage. Sportsmaster, made in the USA. What does that say on it? California Correctional Peace Officers Association. What is that, like the police? Oh, this might be something. It's got badges and stuff. Helly Hansen, okay. Okay, there we go. Helly Hansen. Large. Helly Hansen smock with Norway badges and stuff on it. A little bit marked, which is unfortunate. Yeah. That's probably the best one so far. This has another Goodwill tag. It's completely unbranded, $4.99. That'll be going to cash for clothes or something. People Soft conference, 999 conference. Oh, look at that. Hear that? Ugh. Yeah, that's going in the bin. Another Norwegian smoke thing, this time by a brand called Everest. Not really Norwegian smoke, this one more just like before. That one's got a big hole. That's a bit disappointing. Yeah, this one's certainly not the best one I've had off them, but I don't think it's enough to be complaining. Machine. So a field jacket thing, a brand called Machine or something. It feels really nice, to be fair. never heard of this brand. Machini or Machine. Hey, when they have writing like that and you can't understand what it says. Principles for Men. I'm pretty sure that is the cheapest of the cheap. That brand CB again. This has tags on it, but I don't know if it's the tag of the brand. Apache. Ski Apache. Gala. It's by a brand called Aussie Ski Wear, made in Hong Kong. So that could be something. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if we'll make our money back on this. I maybe got excited and ordered it. Acadia. Capital City Swim Team. Another Norwegian smoke. Norfell. These actually might just end up saving the day, these Norwegian smoke things. Which is mad because they sell, but they're not expensive. The Dive Shop, Fairfax. Sportmaster again. This has tags on it again. Bobby Spa and Pool Service. North End is the jacket. Bobby's Spa and Pool Service. This is by a band, Empire. Empire? Need to look that up. If you're still with me this far into the video, then fair play to you. Yeah, junk. Cellular Sport. I think I got lulled into a false sense of security because the wax jackets were really cheap, but they were really good. Well, not really good, but like they were worth the money. This not so much. NRAILA. So the NRA, that's like the National Rifle Association. So someone might buy that. And then this is just unbranded again. What is it? ProMark Storm Tech, Vancouver, Canada. Together we can build a caring community. Like, I'm going to go on a rant here. I obviously run a brand called Scottish Preloved. That's my eBay store. And it's all about creating the circular economy and stuff like this. And I feel kind of bad sometimes when I get this stuff shipped and I get it from Wholesale. It's obviously came over from America. But, so it's travelled, it probably made in China or something like that. So it's travelled from Asia over to America, ended up in a Goodwill in America, hasn't sold, so been transported somewhere in America to get boxed up, which is then flown over or sailed over to the UK, to the hub wherever the wholesalers are, and then it's shipped up to me. And then I'm probably not going to be able to sell it. So I'm going to have to donate it. I don't want to chuck it out, donate it or give it to cash for clothes. And then the cycle's just going to repeat and it's going to go back into the system. It's just going to keep going round and round and round before it ends up somewhere like a rag house and then shipped over to Ghana and then ends up just littering their beaches. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm doing this, but we're adding like 10 steps to it. So we're just creating more pollution and it's not a circular economy at all. So, yeah. That's my rant, I guess. I guess to avoid that, the only thing that I can really be doing is hand picking or charity shops and stuff like that, I suppose. High mountain jacket. Anyway, sorry for that. But yeah, that's just the thoughts and opinions I have sometimes. Anyway, last one. By a brand, Lauren James. Windbreaker. So yeah, that's undoubtedly the worst bundle I've ever bought from Vintage Wholesale Supply. However, you get what you pay for. £67 for 50 jackets. You know, I was expecting most of the stuff to be like this, but I was hoping that there would be a few in there that would make the money. Yes guys, let me butt in real quickly, Kenny from the future. I think in that video I was very harsh. Look, obviously it's not a great bundle at all, but I paid £60. You need to realise those Norwegian smocks, I think at the time of recording that video, I underestimated maybe how much you can get for them. I thought in my head for some reason, because I've sold a couple before, but I remembered incorrectly. So in my head I thought you could only get £15, but you can actually, some of them, especially ones with the fur trim, get upwards of 30, well, the 30 mark. But if they weren't in there, then it wouldn't have been great. But with the Norwegian smock, and with the Helly Hansen, and then maybe the PlayStation jacket as well, money's safe and in profit, and the rest can be, as I say, donated or put to cash for clothes. So yeah, I'm going to leave in the rest of the footage, but I just want to chime in and say it's not as bad as I maybe initially thought. But it's not great. It's probably not a bundle that I'm going to buy again, but as I've said multiple times, you get what you pay for. I was just kind of gambling and hoping that, yeah, I could maybe get a banger, but the sort of most expensive one was that Helly Hansen one. It hasn't, right? They haven't missold me. They haven't said, oh, all this. A bit disappointing there's not too many parkas. I'm going to see if it says anything on the website about it being 50-50 split with parkas and windbreakers, but I don't think it does. If it does, then this is obviously quite disappointing. Anyway, yeah, I bought this. You don't have to. I wouldn't advise buying it. I would advise buying the wax jackets. They were good. Not so much this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. eBay open tomorrow. If anyone's going there, this video will almost definitely be released after the eBay open. But that's my plans. I'm on my way down tomorrow. I'm getting up early. I'm going to drive down from Scotland to Birmingham. Probably have a nap when I get there. I've kind of having a wee think. I might stop at Carlisle and hit a few charity shops. So I might film myself at the same time. Who knows? Anyway, if you did enjoy the video and for some reason you're still here watching me, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Laugh at me for wasting £67 of my money and ultimately my time. And I apologise for wasting your guys' time watching this. But at least you know this bundle's probably not the best one. I'm not saying Vintage Wholesale Supply isn't good, because we've obviously had success with the last ones. Maybe avoid this bundle. Thank you guys. Bye bye.